Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be doing another episode of making a whole solar system out of habitable objects. So yeah, this is episode 2 of this series now, and yeah, last episode we got a pretty good job done with getting objects in here. We've got a nice selection of objects already that I have inserted in here. So just to get a brief overview where we left off last episode, this is our ranking of objects so far. So yeah, just a bunch of objects, completely different, all in their own ways. Obviously we've got some crazy ones here like the party earth. We've got the good old some of our old favourite modded objects like fire god in here as well. The old Pascal here as well looks really cool. Looks like this one's frozen up, which is quite annoying. I managed to fix Trantor since last episode, so hopefully that will remain functional throughout this episode. Then we had the Pascal 2 here as well. But yeah, like I said last episode, I did lose a lot of modded objects due to a data loss, but I have managed to recover some of the ones that I was interested in getting back. So yeah, without further ado, we'll get straight into this. But yeah, before we get to adding planets, I want to add a second star. I want to have it as a binary system with Alpha Centauri A here, and I'm going to go with a second star. I'm going to go with Arcturus here, and I'm going to put it quite far away. I'm going to put it quite low down, as I have quite a obscure sort of orbit down here. Then I'm going to have some objects around here as well. So now getting into the objects that I wanted to bring back, which I did luckily have saved on a USB. If I just search in God here we go. This is what I wanted to access last episode, but I couldn't. But yeah, here we go. So I've got all of the crazy cloud objects back, or as I always knew them, the God objects. So I'm going to try and use the sea god here, this blue one. I want to see if this will work in here. So I'm just going to put it a decent distance away from the star to begin with. So I'm just going to use the zones. So put it in the red to green sort of area. Let's put it there. There we go. So I'm going to put that over there. Right, let's just see. Okay, so is this all... Okay, so they're in a binary orbit. That's good. Right, and I think actually I'm going to put... Actually, no, I'm going to remove that because I don't think that would work in that position. So I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to go over a lot bigger sort of distance here. Okay, so that's all functioning. Just go auto orbit just to make sure it's all good. Okay, so there we go. Alrighty, so that's looking good. So they're in a binary now together, so that's looking good. Right. So yeah, where are we? So I want to go to Sea God. I'm going to place it right there. So here we go. So let's see. Okay, so here we go. This is what it looks like. It looks so good if I remember. Yeah, here we go. So it's a little funny due to the amount of stars in here. But if we just go on studio mode, so that's how it should look, and it looks great. So there we go. And if we just look underneath the clouds here, so where are we? So yeah, show atmosphere and clouds. There we go. So that's what it looks like underneath. So it's got a slight tint to it. It's already fully colonized up. I'm going to disable climate mode just so we don't have any problems with that. Obviously, we need to just make sure it's all functioning as well. So I need to lower the albedo. I'm gonna, okay, so then I'm just gonna put the surface pressure just up a little bit. So okay, we're already at 1 ATM. Okay, so that's fine. It's got some city lights on it too. So right, there we go. Right, so yeah, very low albedo, but that seems to have done the trick there. Obviously, I'll give it a little bit. I don't want it going too high. So let's just see how high we can get it. So yeah, I don't want to go in much higher than 14, 15. So we just have to find the area where it peaks at. So hopefully that won't go any higher now. Still going up, okay. Just have to get it in the sweet spot. Come on. So that, okay, that looks to be right for now. So also if I reapply the atmosphere, there we go. So that is the sea god added back in just the clouds. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is such a beauty. If we look underneath the clouds as well. So here we go. Go underneath here. Look at that. Oh, yes. Look at that. Crazy, absolutely crazy clouds. And obviously we can watch them in motion as well. And just enjoy it. Oh. Looks like things are glitching around a bit. I think it's because it's so... Oh, I think that maybe just the stars causing the visual glitch there. But if we just do it right there, we can just enjoy the way it looks right now. But yeah, check that sky out. So that is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I think it's just the way the camera moves as well with it rotating. So maybe if we look a little lower down, it will work. No, that doesn't work either. So yeah, just a weird visual glitch, I guess. But it's probably because we're on studio mode as well. So... I mean, we could try realistic, but there we go. So you can see it's got that shadow glitch, that old shadow glitch is back. So we may have to readjust the star positions. So, actually, no, one thing I can do is I can just move the planet so it doesn't do that. So we just put the planet on both the same side. So if I do it there, now we shouldn't have that anymore, I am hoping. There we go. So that's better. So it's obviously still getting upset by there being 2 stars in here. But yeah, that looks a lot better than it did. So there we go. And also you can see the city lights as well. Check that out. They're looking very nice indeed with the clouds there. So that's looking good. And obviously we only moved the planet. We didn't change its orbit. So that is completely fine the way it is, I'm hoping. So there we go. We'll leave that there. And that is that object done. So that is Sea God there. Now I'm still looking at these star orbits. I just want maybe we can actually see if it will actually work. So maybe if we speed things up, how long will it take to get these objects going around? So we can keep an eye over here as well. So they're all working fine. I will save this simulation as well. Because yes, I do like my simulations to be quite functional, so let's just see if this runs for a bit. Let's just see how our objects work. Hopefully we won't have any problems here. It looks like Trantor Earth may be having some problems. It looks like it's all frozen up again, so I guess my work between episodes to try and fix it was pointless, unfortunately, as it has completely frozen once more, and that is very frustrating. But we are in the older version of the game where this glitch was still a problem. So yeah, since the climate mode doesn't even exist in the game anymore, it doesn't really affect the game anymore. But in this older version before surface grids, the frozen glitch is still very much a problem. So I mean, we can just turn it on there, and that sort of made it look a little better than it did. But unfortunately, the clouds on it have been ruined. I mean, we can try putting it to the correct temperature, but it doesn't seem to have done anything, unfortunately. But I mean, we still got the city lights on it, so I mean, that's what it's supposed to look like. So I put the Earth in the name as well, just to try and get it fixed. But it doesn't seem like it wants to have it, unfortunately. So yeah, pretty annoying stuff there. But yeah, the temperature on it seems to be going all over the place with that. But yeah, there we go. So that is that's all looking good there around Alpha Centauri A, and that's not going to have any problems affecting with Sea God over here, as those objects are, all of the objects there are closer to Alpha Centauri A. You could fit all of that inside the orbit of Sea God here, and just look at its clouds go. Just look at that. Just gaze upon the way those clouds look. Look at that. It looks great. And it's been a long time since we've actually had these working in a system, since these objects, they get quite upset if you bring them into a newer version, but it's good we can enjoy them in good old update 23.2 here. So yeah, there we go, the good old modded objects back in their prime, I guess, because that was before the modded objects were sort of killed off by the newer updates, unfortunately, but there we go. So it looks like this one we're going to have to remove it. It just will not function in here, unfortunately. So there we go. And I think that yellow one as well, we may have to purge that from the system as well, just because it just doesn't function, which is a real shame. It is such a shame that this has happened to these objects. So we're just going to have to remove them. So I guess we can add a replacement object around Alpha Centauri A as well. So that is what we can do here. So I may go to the God objects again. So we could try Lava God. I mean, that could be quite a cool one. Oh, I definitely want to use Ice as well. We've also got Hell God, Lava God. Oh, what if we try the Hell one? So here we go. So let's see here. So let's go ahead and place it in roughly where the yellow one was. I'll give it a slightly different orbit. Why not? So there we go. So let's see what this object has underneath its clouds. So here we go. So it looks to be green underneath there. So let's just get a look. So that's what it looks like underneath. So there we go. So it appears to be a similar object to the other one we placed in earlier, just with different color clouds. So surface temperature is also way too high here. We're going to increase that albedo up, cool it down. There we go. The water's reappearing already. It's got 1 ATM on it, so we just need to get that cooled down. So let's put it to 50 degrees. Hopefully it can survive around there. Put it to 0 degrees, so it warms up from 0. Okay, so that will be functioning now. Obviously the city lights are back on here as well. Look at that. Yep, same city lights as the other one, but also if we reapply the clouds, that is what you get. So some very fiery, hellish clouds there with the red there. I mean, look how good it looks from this angle. I mean, we could tidy lock it, just have something different in here. So there we go. So let's tidy lock it. So it goes to the same face, will always face the star now, and then vice versa. The side it isn't facing will never face the star. So there we go. And also, if we speed it up, we can really enjoy the way the clouds move now. Just check it out. We don't have any planet rotation interrupting us. Let's just enjoy the moment with all of the orbits off and just look at those clouds. Just check that out. I mean, it's just a great sight. I mean, these objects with the clouds really amplified up, the crazy clouds. It is so cool just to observe the way the clouds actually work in the game here. I mean, you can obviously see to the surface underneath as well. But one thing we're going to do is as well, since the planet is tightly locked, we don't have to worry about it rotating. So if I go ahead and land somewhere on the surface here, and then we can hopefully enjoy it. So there we go. So it's, oh no, I can't even go. It won't even let me go anywhere lower down, but we can just watch the clouds from above, I guess. But yeah, there we go. Check that out. Looking good. That does look awesome, actually. So you can sort of see the surface underneath there, but we can still really see the clouds in all their glory right here. So we can obviously zoom out a bit. But it's kind of weird how it doesn't let us go to the surface. I've scrolled. That won't let me go any further down. So that's kind of weird. But yeah, there we go. So that is the Hell God place in here as well. It's also got the green lights underneath as well. With the I mean, having 2 stars in here, it sort of has the clouds on both sides. Because usually this area will be darkened, but it's also got that shadow glitch because of the second star, but that sort of means we can see the clouds a little better, and that looks awesome with the city lights. Let's actually land in that area where the lights are. So here we go. There's the lights underneath. That does look awesome. And then there's the clouds slowly. Oh, that is awesome. Look at the way they sort of appear and disappear. It's almost like the Northern Lights or something, but obviously a lot more red and made out of clouds. So, yeah, there we go there. And also, these lights will never get sunlight because the same face will always be facing that star. I mean, maybe they'd eventually face that star over there, but, I mean, just looking at it right now, those lights are just in permanent darkness there. But, yeah, there we go. So that is Hell God placed in here now. So let's just go back to the orbits. So there we go there. So that is all good. So that's one mass of Earth there. So quite all these objects are quite similar size, but I guess if we're going for habitable Earth-like worlds, obviously we're going to have all the objects relatively in the size of Earth sort of area. I mean, the smallest one so far is Fire God, the original one, all the way at the bottom there. Oh, and speaking of objects that are not working again, looks like this one's also. I guess we'll just remove it. I mean, that's a real shame. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and remove that one as well. So that'll give us a little more room to work on here as well. I think I'll go with one more of the crazy cloud objects around this star. So what could we go with? I want to maybe use one of the white ones. We've got Cloud, Wind God, and Ice God. So I want to use Ice around the other one. So maybe we've got Aqua as well. Let's see what does the Cloud one look like? So we could put it quite far, a little further away there. So what does this one look like? So here it is zoomed in. I think that may be a gas giant underneath, actually. Oh, it's got some real sweet looking clouds or city lights there. But I think this is a gas giant, so we won't be able to use it, unfortunately. So, yes, it is a gas giant. Oh, look how weird it looks. But yeah, there we go. So let's try ice, wind. Let's try the wind ones. There we go. So I believe this is a rocky object. So let's see how this one works. This one's an all white cloud version. So there we go. Yeah, so this one's completely white clouds, a very, very cloudy one there. So there we go. Oh, no, I don't want to do that one. No, there we go. I want to turn those off. So, yeah. So, yeah, very, very white clouds, obviously. So, imagine Earth, but with a whole lot more clouds. That's basically what this object is. I mean, there's a ton of clouds there. The atmosphere is also white as well. So, yeah, completely whited out object there. How are we doing for temperature? So also we're going to need to buff it up. Actually, speaking of buffing up, let's just make it more of a super Earth. Why not? Let's go for about, I don't know, 10,000 kilometers there. So there we go. All right, how are we doing for temperature? So yeah, we're going to give it a buff in atmosphere. So let's go to 1 ATM. So it's still getting cold. Got 2 ATM. No, it's still getting colder. Right, 5 ATM. Cool, it's doing a little better there. We'll go with 6. Oh, no, the temperature's increasing again. Look at that. So, okay, so we can handle it. It'll be a colder object, of course. I'm going to give it just a tad bit of albedo as well. But yeah, we'll go 6. We'll go to 7. So that's increasing in temperature again. It's obviously not going to go too hot. We'll put it to 15 degrees just to see if it can hold at 15. But I'm assuming it will get colder. So it can, as long as it stays above 0 degrees, that is fine. And also, if we look underneath. So that's what it's like underneath. Composition. Oh, and then can we not customize the colors in this version? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think we can customize the surface colors yet, unless I'm being very silly. Can we customize them yet? I'm not sure. Composition. Oh, it should be. Yeah, here we go. The older. Remember this appearance menu? This has all changed now, hasn't it? So yeah, I forgot where it was. So right, let's make it quite like an icy sort of plains looking world. So there we go. So that's the low elevation there. So I'll have it quite like an icy sort of looking world. That's way too much blue there. Let's try something else. Obviously, it's got the ocean there. Actually, maybe we go with like a light green to sort of represent a forest. Now that doesn't work either. I'm going to go for just a light colour there. Maybe the low elevation, I make it more of like a dark sort of forest. There we go. That's looking good. So there, I'll keep that and sort of icy, sort of ultra icy white colour there. This one I'm going to keep as a dark green just to sort of represent forests. But I don't want to make it too bright. This one will stay as white as well. We can also lower the amount of water we've got on here just to get a little more of our land back. So there we go. So yeah, very sort of frosty looking forest, this world. And then also reapply the clouds and atmosphere. So there we go. There is our wind god object. And also with all these clouds, very, very windy object. I mean, we can just take a look at the clouds moving there as well, with it rotating. So you can sort of see up here as well, all the clouds in action. We can speed it up a little bit as well. So you can see the clouds all going around the planet there. They look absolutely amazing as well. So there we go. But one thing we can do as well, so we can look underneath. Will it let us go under the clouds on this one? Yes, it will. So there we go. Look how bright the sky is with these white clouds. I mean, very, very cloudy. You're not really going to be seeing the star too much, the sun. It's going to be hidden behind those clouds most of the time there. So Alpha Centauri, you can't see it whatsoever. The clouds are just too bright. So yeah, very, very crazy object right there. But there is Wind God. So that's quite far out as well. Probably that's the furthest object by far at the moment. So we've got Wind God all the way over here. So there we go. So I'm going to leave the objects at Alpha Centauri for now. We're going to head back to those maybe later or in another episode. We're going to head back to this star now. So here is Sea God again. So that's all functioning fine. There it is there, looking absolutely amazing as well. So I'm going to go a little closer to the star this time. So what should we have here? We could use Lava God, actually. That'd be quite cool to have quite close. But I also want to use... So we used... that was Sea God there. So let's use Ice God. So let's have that. So we can have it as a very distant object here. So let's have it further away than Sea God. Let's place it there. Let's see how this object works. So here we go. So it looks quite similar to Sea God actually in appearance. So here it is. So, and then we're going to put it on the other side of the star just so we don't have the... Actually, is this a gas giant? I don't know. It doesn't... Is it? Let's see underneath it. Clouds. There we go. Oh, no. It's one of those weird ones. Oh, okay. This could be interesting. So there's not really too much we can customize on this. So we'll have to... Oh, this has the tech. This has the city lights of Earth on it, but this is one of those weird hybrid rocky gas planet because it's also it registers as a rocky planet because it's got city lights on it. So I mean, I guess we can use it, but can we add water to it? So I don't think the water. Oh no, the water. Oh my gosh, look what the water does to it. Oh, that is weird. Oh, and we've broken it. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna. Unfortunately. Oh no, it's back again. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure though. I mean. No, I think it's a little too crazy. I think the cloud ones they're okay because you can still get the surface and stuff underneath. But I think with that one, because it's got the crazy texture and stuff, I think we have to rule that one out, unfortunately. So, okay, let's try Lava God. I want to have this one quite close to the star here. So let's place it 4 AU away. So that's quite close to this star. So obviously this star, a whole lot more luminous than our sun at 195 there. But yeah, here we go. So Lava God, how are you doing here? So this one looks awesome as well. So here we go. Look at those fiery clouds there. It's also got this green city lights as well. We're going to increase the albedo like crazy on this one. So hopefully we can get that temperature down. So put it to 0.95, I guess, will it cool down from there? Put it to 50 degrees. So still getting too hot, so we're going to put it up. We're also going to lower its surface pressure. So let's go 0.7 ATM. So we're lowering that. That will cool down. But it's still going to be a very, very hot spot. But still habitable though, so there we go. Okay, so now we also want to go underneath here. So it's already got the oceans already set up for us. That is great. We'll lower it a bit more. So you'll have quite a low sort of water world. So there we go. So way less water. Let's go with something like that. So it's mostly lakes and stuff. And then the surface texture itself, we're going to keep it with quite a reddish sort of colour. I think that looks quite cool. But then we'll also try and roll some green in there. So that does look a little too much to me. I'm going to darken it out. Ooh, okay. I want to keep it as sort of like a volcanic looking, almost like a volcanic looking world, but still habitable, of course. So just trying to work out how we could do this. See, I don't think the white areas, that doesn't look too bad actually. So how about maybe a bit more of a greyish, like rocky sort of look? There we go. How about that? And also the clouds and stuff. So I mean, you could customize this in so many different ways. I mean, yeah, there's just so many different options you could do here. And also if we reapply atmosphere and stuff, that's what you get. So there we go. But yeah, overall, I think that's looking very good. I mean, look how cool. Just if we just pause it right now and turn all the labels and orbits and stuff. I mean, if we just look at that shot there, I mean, I'll get a screenshot of that. I think that looks quite cool. Maybe I'll use it in the thumbnail, but yeah, the city lights. It's obviously got the crazy clouds on it as well. Also the star in the shot. I think that's quite a cool shot right there. So there we go. And there is the Lava God. So there we are. So that does look awesome. So there we go, and then that should hopefully sit comfortably around the star there. It's quite hot as well, so we'll have to hope it doesn't get too hot or too cold there, but with what I've given it, it should be fine the way it is there. So there we go. Now I think we're maybe using the god planets are too much here, so I think we're going to call it a day with those, but we are going to go back to the other objects I've got on the list, and we're going to build off some other worlds that I've had saved for a long time. So what else have we got in here that we could try and use? So let's just go through the list. So also we've got all of our original old templates with all the different atmosphere colours. So how about we use one of our good old lime green ones? Some of the first ever lime green objects that I've got. I know though that literally was one of my first ever lime green. So that's a really old object, that one. So what else could we use? Obviously no gas giants. They are banned from this system. We're only going for habitable planets. We've got to keep to that code. So let's see. What else? We've got that old Westeros object there. The hot pink, the light blue. Let's try the lime green. I'm going to put that a little closer than Sea God. So we're going to put it there. So Lava Gods are very, very close to the star there. So here's lime green. So here we go. I may still have the cloudy versions of these as well. But yeah, here's lime green. Obviously, we're going to start adding some oceans to it. So there we go. I mean, we could have an all-ocean world with some of these as well. That could be quite cool. But let's just check its stats. So how are we doing stat-wise? Size of it, it's still quite similar to all the other objects. We're going to go make it 1.3 Earths in size. So we're going to make it a little more interesting, just to make things slightly different there. Okay, let's check its temperature. So how is it doing? So it seems to be getting colder, so we're going to just keep an eye on it. 0 degrees. Okay, it's warming up, so that should have warm. I hope I haven't just triggered the frozen glitch on it, because that would be very frustrating. So, yeah, I think it looks like I have. So, this could be a possible problem. So, we're going to spawn a new one in, and we'll have to sort of work our way around it, I think. So, there we go. Delete that one, and then we'll try it again. So, there we go. So, maybe if we do the atmosphere stuff first. So, that's starting to warm up again. So, the atmosphere on it works. So, okay. And then I'm going to make it a little bigger. So, let's go over 11,000. There we go. So let's put that random value in there. Okay, so it's 29.6. Okay, so now we just have to get our temperature. Just keep it roughly, so 15 degrees. That's hopefully where I want to keep it. So it's still getting a little warm. Come on. So a little higher, no, a little lower. Keep it roughly around the 14 area. Okay, that's looking a little more promising. Now we can start to add an ocean to the world. So let's see what we got here. Obviously, I'm going to lower it so we get some of the land sticking through. But I want to keep it more of an ocean-heavy world. So I want to have a few islands, but mostly oceans taking up this object. So, okay, there we go. So also we need to keep clicking that. Just spam click it a bit. So keep the oceans as the dominant factor here. We could keep it interesting by having it tilted. It's already tilted as well. So how is this looking right now? So let's get a full look of the object. So there we go. So there's a few areas of land there. You can see, oh, lower the water. Oh, no, oh, really? See, that's one of the things that was quite annoying. It's still in the game now, is you click it once and it just removes all the water. Like, really? Like, why'd you have to do that? So there we go. Okay, there we go. So that's looking good. Well, we've got a bit too much more land on this side, actually, so we'll just have to just keep clicking it, see what we get. So something like that. So we've got a few little areas and islands around, but it's mostly ocean, as we can see here. So how are we doing? So that's obviously the main area there. So let's have it on its side like Uranus then. So there we go. So it's tilted on its side. Not completely the same way as Uranus, but that's fine. Rotational period will go of 1 day. So there we go. So it rotates on its side like that, and there we go. So that is our lime green object, and I guess we could give it some white clouds as well. So we'll just call it lime earth, just so we can get the white clouds. So there we go, white clouds, lime green atmosphere, mostly a ocean world. So there we go there, and that is another habitable planet. And then we can check the stats on this guy. So where are we? So 88, and then life likelihood is very low. Is that because we've got too much water? Surface, let's check the surface. The surface pressure. Oh, no, that is the surface pressure. It's got nowhere near enough surface pressure here. So we're going to put it to 1 ATM. So we're going to have to readjust the whole object. So we're just going to increase the albedo. So there we go. So we'll just have to get that right. And now if we check the composition again, yeah, life likelihoods right up. See, life, as we know it, the low pressures it doesn't like. But 1 ATM or higher, that's usually roughly where you want to keep it. But if you have the pressure way too low like it was, the life likelihood stat will just break. You will not get good stats with it. So yeah, there we go. But that is our lime earth, so mostly ocean world, but looking good. So we'll have to keep an eye on that just to make sure it's all functioning. And its orbit seems to be very crazy, so we're just going to go ahead and readjust that, probably because we changed the size of it and stuff. So there we go. So we've got lime green, we've got sea, we've got lava. So let's just get a line of our objects now. So we've got a different range of objects. So we'll go all the way down here now. So here we go. So we've got a few different sizes and stuff now. So that's looking better. And obviously they're all in action, rotating here. Apart from one, since we haven't made it, it's tidally locked. This one isn't moving much either. So we'll give it a little 1.3. Just get Proxima B moving a bit. There we go. So there we are. And this is looking really, this is coming along well so far. We've got a real good bunch of objects. Obviously the fire god objects are the mostly dominant modded object type in here. But yeah, these are just my favorites personally. So obviously I'm going to include them a lot more. But yeah, there we go. Let's give that one some rotation as well. But yeah, there we go. So this is quite a nice list so far. So let's keep this going. So there we go. So let's go back to our second star down here. And we can start adding some more objects. So what else can we add to this object? We haven't added a normal blue object yet. Or we could use the blue Venus. That's quite a cool. This one was always quite a cool object. So let's, where should we put this? So also I don't want to put it too close to Alpha A. So we'll put it a lot further out. We're going to give it a slight tilt there. So here we go. So this is the blue Venus. This is quite a really old modded object, this one as well. So here it is. So we'll go on a realistic. Hopefully that will... So there we go. So that's what it looks like. So it's almost like a dark, like a blue version of Titan is what this one always reminded me of. So it's 400 degrees. So it's very, very hot underneath it. But if we look, that is what it actually looks like. And since it's got Venus in the name, it also adopts the red clouds it has as well. But yeah, this one's got 3 ATM. It's very, very hot. Let's put it to 0 degrees. Let it reset. Got a bit of a shadow glitch going on, so we may have to just rotate it around. So where are we? So there we go. So that should get rid of that shadow glitch for the time being. So just move it in its orbit. It's pretty weird how this all works, but yeah, there we go. So there's there it is. And obviously we're getting light from 2 different stars here, so that's why it's doing that. But yeah, we can roughly see what's going on now. So obviously it's just the atmosphere it makes it look dark, because the atmosphere is a very, very dark blue. But yeah, really, really cool, this one. So right, here we go. Right, so it's just a click play. Okay, so we need to just see how the temperature goes. And obviously I want to add some water to it. So there we go. But obviously not too much. So how are we doing here? So this will be quite... I want to keep this one on the colder side. So there we go. Obviously the red clouds on this one look really cool. There we go. We've got plenty of land and ocean there. That's a decent mix. Or on one side, I mean, it's mostly ocean on one side, mostly land on the other side there. And obviously I'm also going to give it a change of colour. So we'll go with the sort of dark, sort of rocky sort of shades of colour there. Ooh, okay, how's that looking? So it's more of a darker world underneath as well. So get it the right way up too. There we go. So there we go. That's our world there. The red clouds do look rather interesting on this one as well. But yeah, it's mostly a more rock sort of coloured one. It's less green on this one overall. There we go. We'll give it a tag green. So it still represents as trees and stuff. There we go. Right, how are we doing? So it's 3 ATM still. Now we just have to see roughly. So still getting way, way, way too hot. So let's put it down to 1 ATM. Hopefully that will keep it. Oh, no, that's getting way too cold now. If we lower the albedo, okay, maybe that will warm it up a bit. So let's put it to 0 degrees. So it's still getting too cold. We'll lower the albedo a bit more. So hopefully it will go into the positives. So there we go. I'm also going to give it a buff to 1.2 ATM just to give it a little increase. There we go. So the water's all working correctly on this object. So I want to keep it roughly in the low value. So I want to keep it in between 0 and 10. So 7 point... Okay, so increase the albedo to 0.12. Just don't want it going below 0. So there we go. So it's a rather cold object here. So there's our blue Venus. And also if we check our stats, 91 and 20. So that's fine. Yeah, that works. So we can just go ahead and reapply our atmosphere like so. And that's what we get. Actually, I wonder if I remove the Venus, will we see the clouds a little easier? So, no, you still can't see the clouds. What if I name it Earth? Will you see the white clouds? Nope, the atmosphere is so dark, you literally will never see those clouds. So, let's see what it looks like underneath. So that's what it looks like now, the white clouds. But those white clouds are hidden under that veil of blue, that ultra dark blue there. So a very mysterious object, but underneath, it's quite a friendly world, but still very, very cold. So there we go. So that's just called Blue Earth now. We're gonna have an Earth in a lot of the names of these just because we want that white cloud. So yeah, just ignore the names of the objects. I don't really not really a big deal to me. I just like making the systems. I don't really think of all the names of these. We're just going for the visuals mainly over the names. So there we go. Now what else could we build over? I want to try and use this very shiny object because I think this still works in this version of the game. So let's try this. So I'm gonna have it roughly in a little further out than Sea God. I'm going to give it a slight more tilt there. So there we go. So here's very shiny. So as the name shows, very, very shiny. So yeah, very, very reflective. So what I'm going to do here is it's already made of ice. So I think if you remove the ice, and it's still shiny even when you move it. Okay, interesting. So if I add a bit of it to it back, I'm going to need to give it an atmosphere and get it all set up. Let's have this one as a larger, or maybe more of a smaller object. Let's go with around 4,512. There we go. So make it a little right, temperature is very cold here, so that's getting very, very cold. So where are we? So temperature, atmosphere. We need to add an atmosphere. So there we go. Always got a blue atmosphere. Interesting. Right. So 1 ATM. Whoa. Okay. Reflective with the oceans as well. Wow, that's looking beautiful already. Look at that. So 65 degrees. That is way, way, way too much for us. So let's put it to 0 degrees. Let's see if it warms up. So okay. So that's looking good. So we just have to get it roughly in the area we want. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, if this would be a cool object if you could tint it. Oh, imagine all the crazy glowing tints you could get. That'd be quite interesting. So just get it in the correct area. 19 degrees, a little higher. So get it in that sweet spot. I'm also going to lower the ocean amount. So hopefully we can get some land to show up on very shiny. Oh, there we go. It's got some land showing up. Looking good. Oh, okay. This one's looking quite... Oh, I'm liking this. So very, very... It almost reminds me of an archipelago or something. All these are islands and stuff. Can we customize it? No, we can't. Because I believe this has a Pluto surface texture on it. I believe that is Pluto. Just looking at it there, I think that's a Pluto surface texture, so that's why we can't customize it. But yeah, I think honestly with the white islands, I think that doesn't look too bad. Honestly, I'm going to leave it like that. And then also if we check the stats, 92 and 28, so not the highest, but I mean still has the stats, so that's all right. Rotational period will put to 1.4 days. So there we go. So let's actually get it spinning a bit. It's also tilted on its side as well, so quite an interesting object indeed. But yeah, it's definitely, I definitely think the way that is a Pluto. I'm sure that's a Pluto underneath all there. But yeah, there we go. So that's quite a cool object though, all tilted, very, very shiny, reflective, however you want to call it. But yeah, there we go. So that is very shiny. So looking good, and there we go. So we've made some vast improvements to the system now. We've obviously got 2 stars as well, looking good there in their binary there. But yeah, I'm very happy with how the system is coming along now. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. So yeah, I really hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Obviously, before I end off, we're just going to get a save in just to make sure it's all good. So there we go. Let's get that save in there. But yeah, hopefully you guys have all enjoyed today's episode. If you've got any more feedback or suggestions, any constructive criticism, please let me know down below in the comments, because obviously I'm open to ideas. If you guys have got anything to say about this, any specific objects I should add, stuff like that, let me know down below in the comments, and hopefully I can get it implemented into the system in the next episode. But yeah, guys, as well, let's see if we can go for 30 likes on today's video as well, because we have been smashing it with likes recently. And a massive thank you to everyone who's recently subscribed as well. And obviously, if you're not subscribed, definitely make sure to hit that button so you keep up to date with all of the latest videos coming out. But yeah, guys, with that all out the way, make sure you guys all have a great day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.